Well, hi everyone. We're going to do a little video on some of the problems on review sheet 1. And I've circled the ones I think I want to do. The rest we can work on in class. Alright, well, number 1 is simplify. This is exponential expressions here. And what I'm going to do, it's this monomial times this monomial. I'm going to put, you just rearrange it, put the coefficients together, negative 2 times 4, and then take x squared times x to the negative third, and then y to the negative fifth times y to the seventh. And then the coefficients you just multiply. That's negative 8. You add exponents. That's x to the negative first, and then add the exponents for the y, negative 5 plus 7, that is 2. So that's what those are equal. Now, there'll be one other thing that'll say we don't want negative exponents. And if that's the case, we got to deal with that x to the negative first power. So I'm going to go negative 8 and y squared and leave it on the top and put x to the first power on the bottom. I'm not going to write the 1 on that. Okay. Now, we're going to solve x squared plus 7x minus 18 is less than 0. We're going to solve it algebraically, which we need to first find the zeros, put them on a number line, do test points between and check if it's true or false. The true parts will be part of the solution, the false parts will not. So, first of all, I'm just going to use the equation. This is an inequality, it's less than 0, but let's use x squared plus 7x minus 18. Let's look at that is equal to 0. And I think factoring will work here. What times what is negative 18, and what plus what is 7. If you want the challenge, pause the video now and figure it out. I'm going to keep working though. I think we do 9 times negative 2 and 9 plus negative 2. We're going to get negative 18 and 7 respectively. And then if I keep factoring, that'd be x squared plus 9x minus 2x minus 18. I'm just factoring this part here. And then grouping x times x plus 9 minus 2 times x plus 9. And that's x minus 2 times x plus 9. So that's how it factors. Remember, you could probably just go straight to that from these when 1 is the coefficient. But x, I wrote a plus, so I'll just change the order, but x plus 9 times x minus 2 equals 0. So x plus 9 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. If I subtract 9 from both sides, my zeros are x equals negative 9, or add 2 to both sides of this one, x equals 2. Now, I'm going to, this is getting crowded here, but I'm going to make a number line. I want negative 9 on the number line. I want 2 on the number line. And I'm going to use test points. I may have to grab some paper here. But I'm going to use test points, and I'll keep it handy here just in case I run out of room. So I want a number, and this is less than 0, so we're here. I'm going to put open circles on negative 9 and 2. I'm going to pick a number over here, like negative 10. Alright, like right here. Negative 10 is my test point. And let's see if I put it in here, and I'll do the testing here. My original is x squared plus 7x minus 18 is less than 0. So I'm going to put negative 10 in. Negative 10 squared plus 7 times negative 10 minus 18 is less than 0. Is that going to be true or is it going to be false? Well, this is 100, this is negative 70, and this is negative 18. Is that less than 0? 100 minus 70 is 30. 30 minus 18 is 12. 12 less than 0. That is false. So we're false here on this side of negative 9. Any point we would have tried would have been false. I'm going to pick a number between negative 9 and 2, and I tend to go to 0 if I'm allowed to do that. Oh, let me put 0 up here. And plug 0 in, and I have 0 squared plus 7 times 0 minus 18 is less than 0. That's 0, minus 18. So that's negative 18 is less than 0. That is true. So it's true between negative 9 and 2. Spell true correctly there. And I'm pick a number bigger than 2. I'll pick 3. And we will plug 3 in. 3 squared plus 7 times 3 minus 18. Is that going to be less than 0? This is 9. This is 21 minus 18, less than 0. This is 30 minus 18, again, which is 12. Is 12 less than 0? It is not. That is false. So over here, I mean to put my test points above and my actual zeros below. This one's false. So if I'm shading my number line, I'm shading the true parts. I'm going to shade this. And if I write my inequality answer, I would write x greater than negative 9 and less than 2. All right. Now number 7. If I have a simplification problem like this, and this is a monomial, and I got a trinomial up top, I'm going to put 2xy under each one of these terms in the numerator. You can do that. All right. Now 10 over 2 is 5. X cubed over x, you take 3 minus 1, and that's x squared. And y cubed over y, 3 minus 1 is your exponent, that is squared. 4 divided by 2 is 2. X squared over x is x to the first. Y over y, those guys cancel, so I just have minus 2x for that term. 18 divided by 2 is 9. X cubed over x is x squared. Y to the fifth over y is y to the fourth. So that's where I would leave my answer on that one. Number 9. Use long division for 9 and 10. Long division, this is the divisor. It goes out here. That's x plus 2. 3x to the third plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 7. All right, remember to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. We're going to have to remember to do this once on this test. My dividing is the lead terms. So I'm going to take 3x to the third over x. That equals 3x squared. I'm going to put 3x squared up here. And then I'm going to multiply. 3x squared times x is 3x cubed. 2 times 3x squared is 6x squared. All right. I'm putting parentheses around so I can subtract. 3 minus 3x cubed minus 3x cubed cancels. 2 minus 6 for the x squareds is negative 4x squared. And then I'm going to bring down negative 4x. And then I'm going to start all over again and divide negative 4x squared by x. And that is negative 4x. And I'm going to put that up here. And then I'm going to multiply. Negative 4x times x is negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times 2 is negative 8x. Put parentheses and subtract. Those guys cancel. Negative 4 minus negative 8. That's negative 4 plus 8, which is positive 4x. And then I'll bring down the 7. And I'll take the 4x, divide that by x, and I get 4. So I'll put plus 4 here. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. I will subtract. Those cancel. 7 minus 8 is negative 1. And that's the remainder. And what we do with the remainder, it's negative 1, so I'm going to put minus, and then 1 over x plus 2. All right. I have 10 for you to work on there, but 11 is the next one I have as far as giving this a shot. We're going to use the graphs. These are polynomial graphs. And the end behavior, as x approaches negative infinity. As we go left, we're going down without bounds, so we'll put negative infinity here. As x approaches positive infinity, as we go right, we go to positive infinity. Now, if one end is down and one up, if it's down and up, or even if it's up and down, if the two ends are going opposite directions, that is an odd degree. And the number of real zeros is the number of times it touches the x-axis, which is just once here. So 1 is the answer there. Okay. Now, 13 is kind of a more advanced equation that we did earlier in the semester. And you've got x squared, you got x to the fourth. I'm going to introduce a new variable. I'm going to let u be x squared, which means u squared is x to the fourth. If I take this to the second power and this to the second power, u squared is x to the fourth. So x to the fourth, that's u squared minus 14u plus 45 equals 0. I'm going to factor that. It needs to multiply to 45. It needs to add to negative 14. And that would be negative 9 times negative 5. This is negative 9 plus negative 5. And u squared minus 9u minus 5u plus 45 is what I'm factoring. I'll take u times u minus 9, negative 5, and this would be u minus 9 as well. Negative 5 times negative 9 is positive 45. So u minus 5 times u minus 9 is the factoring of this thing. U minus 5 times u minus 9 equals 0. I'm going to set u minus 5 equal to 0, or u minus 9 equal to 0. I'll add 5 to both sides. I get u equal to 5. I'll add 9 to both sides. I'll get u equal to 9. And now we'll go back and take the u's out and put the x squareds back in, because this is an x variable equation. X squared equals 5, or x squared equals 9. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And when I take the square root, it's got a positive and a negative square root. So I have x equals plus or minus the square root of 5. I'll do the same thing here, plus or minus, or x equals the positive square root of 9, positive or negative square root of 9. This happens to be plus or minus 3. So if we list all of our solutions, it's square root of 5, negative square root of 5, 3, negative 3. All right, I'll let that be the end of this first one.